Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, my colleague at hoopshype.com, link in the description if you guys want to read the full article. And we'll be talking about the veterans that are allegedly going to be available for trade by the Washington Wizards as we're in the midst of a full rebuild. They said earlier in the year that they're still in the process of tearing it down to the studs. So before we start today's video, who do you guys want to see remain on this team? Who do you want to see get traded and why? And let's get right into today's video. Let me know any thoughts you guys would have liked to have heard that I might have missed. And yeah, they're 11-48. They're the worst team in the league. Alex Sarr has taken some steps in development and looks like a guy who could actually be an all defensive team level defender, which is what we had said all along is the best case scenario for a guy like him. And he was drafted this past season as a player who's going to be one of, if not a stalwart for them after they drafted him second overall. So with that being said, if we look at the Wizards so far with their current roster in terms of what veterans could be of interest for any team, this is a team under Brian Keefe. They're the Oklahoma City Thunder of the East. They're going to be going ahead and definitely just building around Bilal Coulibaly, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr. They just re-signed Justin Champagnie to a multi-year deal. I expect Richaun Holmes, if anybody's going to be a taker. I mean, he is shooting like 70% from the field, which is fantastic. He's kind of like found himself again here. And I mean, he's still not like a rim protector of any sort, but in 17 minutes a night, he's giving you 8 points, about what, 6 rebounds a night. And as I said, never been a rim protector. It's not like that's going to start anytime soon, but he is just under a block a night. Right now, Marcus Smart is averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds, and just under 5 assists a night, 1.5 steals on 41% from the field, 21% from 3. My apology. Those were Khris Middleton numbers. I just read you 11, 4, and almost 5 on 41% from the field, 21% from 3. Khris Middleton actually is not doing that great. Marcus Smart, on the other hand, 9 points, about 1.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.5 steals, 55% from the field, 36% from 3 on 3 attempts a night. All right. Not bad. And Bilal Coulibaly is looking like a really, really good two-way player. 13 points a night, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. So with that being said, I think the biggest thing is when you hear the news of Mr. Marcus Smart, Khris Middleton, the idea is Alex Sarr, the second overall pick. The Wizards have the worst record in the league, and the idea of Sarr and Cooper Flag next to each other, if they land the top pick, would be awesome. It all depends on how the lottery shakes out. To help hasten the development of Sarr, fellow rookies Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George, second-year swingman Bilal Coulibaly, are going to be the focus point of the rest of the season. Khris Middleton and Marcus Smart both become expiring contracts next year, as it's widely expected that Middleton will exercise his $33.3 million player option. Smart will exercise, or he doesn't have anything to exercise. He just becomes an expiring $21.5 million deal. Richaun Holmes only has $250,000 guaranteed in that $13.28 million salary, so he'll probably either be traded or cut. All three are expected to be trade candidates. Look, off the top of my head, Khris Middleton, I just don't know. He's the type of contract that somebody who has long-term money that they're trying to get rid of, and they're just like, F it, we'll take Khris Middleton for a year, might do. Marcus Smart is the defensive flyer that a team that has money that might feel the need. I just don't know who that could be. If the Orlando Magic whiff on everybody that they potentially could have an interest to go after and acquire, I think he could be an option. I think Richaun Holmes is definitely a team that For example, last year, Clint Capella would have been that this year's option. If we go over to the NBA player salaries, I think the biggest deal, because again, you're looking for a team that's probably an apron team that can't take on more money. So you're going to use your cap space, rent out, sell, lease it, whatever you want to call it. So let's play out some scenarios right here. For example, I'm just scoping through hoopshype.com's salaries, and just off of, so Richaun is making 13.28. If the Raptors felt like Jakob Poeltl was not able to be moved, that's an easy salary dump right there. Poeltl would save him $6 million. I just don't see him being that haste. Let's put it this way. Khris Middleton for Jeremy Grant, and Jeremy Grant's attached with some draft capital. And then that way they can move off of one of the worst contracts in the NBA. DeAndre Ayton becomes an expiring contract next year. If you were, again, Richaun Holmes and Marcus Smart, whatever you wanted to do, package that. You take on Ayton for 1 year. He's off the books after the 26th season. Those are multiple deals right there that you can just immediately see the idea of what a team might have interest in doing. Outside of that, there aren't terrible. I mean, John Collins, I just think he has value. Yeah, $26 million is a high price tag, but there's somebody who's going to be willing to pay that. To me, when you look at the rest of it, you gotta, again, I think you're trying to, another option, Zach Collins for Richaun Holmes. If you're the Bulls and you wanted to save some money, historically they have wanted to save money. I don't believe there's anyone, I've already said it. For example, if Orlando, maybe they even wanted to get off of KCP or somebody else. KCP's been solid for them, so I don't get why they would want to get off of him. But the whole idea is a team that needs some guard depth, especially perimeter attack, I think would allow them to maybe be able to move him. And yeah, the only other bad contracts in Emmanuel Quickley, but getting Quickley, you kind of have Jordan Poole. I'm not saying the same players, but they play the same position. Volume scoring, two guards who are point guard like, not really moving the needle for you. And then the rest of the players, they're all just locked up in contracts that, yeah, I really think we just speculated all the deals that could be of value.